topic and let's get into this wrestler tea. So I came across this article on the Hollywood Reporter where they decided to put together a list of wrestlers who made the transition from the ring to Hollywood. And, with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, John Cena, Dave Batista becoming three of the most successful wrestlers currently reigning to transition into Hollywood and really prove themselves to be not only good actors, but box office draws. And I've always been talking about how, like, Dave Batista, to me, has really shown out of all of these other wrestlers who transition into the world of acting that he really wants to learn, he really wants to get better, and he really wants to prove that he can get out here and perform and really put in the work. And he has put in the work over the years. So what the how important I want to say is this: in the past decade, they said Dwayne and John Cena, and there are plenty of other examples, a bunch of their predecessors. So I don't feel like reading all of that. I guess they decided to bring in people like Hulk Hogan, which he was not a good actor. But if it wasn't for Hulk, we wouldn't have The Rock or these other people. So he definitely did he was making roles and making movies and stuff in the 80s. So they did bring in other names too. They had some honorable mentions. So we'll go into those. Stacy Keibler. Stacey Keibler, wasn't she on like one of them, wasn't she on like Full House or one of them sitcoms? I could have sworn that oh yeah, I could have sworn like Stacey Keibler did sitcoms. Wasn't she also on Home Improvement? Like I feel like that's what she was on, one of those shows. But they had Stacey Keibler, Randy Orton, CM Punk, Mike the Miz Mizanin. I've always liked Mike the Miz. Like he went from the real world to wrestling. And then I thought that Mike the Miz would actually kind of be sort of in the same vein of like a John Cena. Like I thought he would do it, and then he kind of went off and was doing John Cena-esque type movies. What was the movie that John Cena first starred in with Kimber from Nip Tuck? He did the sequels to those. And so they had MJF, who was in Happy Gilmore 2, Macho Man Randy Savage, Mercedes Moné, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bill Goldberg, Diamond Dallas Page, Paul Triple H Levesque. I think Triple H was in the last time I saw Triple H in something, and I'm sure he's been in a lot of movies. He was in Blade Trinity. Becky Lynch, Chris Jericho, and more. So they had all those in there. I forgot who the wrestler is, but they said they were supposed to have this female wrestler. She's supposed to be in Terrifier 4. So let's go through the names real quick. I'm not going to sit here and read every little one, but I'll tell y'all who they have is in the top 10. So number 10, they picked Andre the Giant, which y'all know he was in The Princess Bride, which I remember that movie. I grew up loving that movie, and I remember when he was in that. And I used to be a huge Andre the Giant fan growing up. Then they had Jesse Ventura, who I've always liked Jesse Ventura. Like I've liked him as a wrestler, but also because he was in Predator and he's done a bunch of other movies. He was in The Running Man, he was in Demolition Man, he was in things of that nature. And then what really got me into Jesse Ventura was I used to watch a lot of his political stuff on TV. I forget all the channels he was on, but he had his own show at one point. And I think he had a show that's supposed to happen on MSNBC, and they did him dirty or something or another. So I like that he had very much progressive Democratic political ideologies and stuff, and that's what drew me even more to Jesse Ventura, because I was like, he preaching to the choir with a lot of stuff he's saying. Then number 8, they had Paul Wright, as you know, with The Big Show. And then, he's done a bunch of other things. They said he was in Waterboy, Jingle All the Way, and The Big Show Show. And then at number 7, we had Hulk Hogan. As y'all know, he's been in a lot of movies. He was in Rocky 3, No Holds Barred, Thunder in Paradise, Mr. Nanny, which, look, if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan and Mr. Nanny, we wouldn't have had, like, Dwayne Johnson with was it? No, it wasn't Dwayne Johnson. It was Vin Diesel. He did The Pacifier. Didn't Dwayne Johnson do like a kids movie? Was it like The Tooth Fairy or something or another? I think that if it wasn't for him, there would be, if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, I know people say the things, he's a racist, all this other stuff. But to put that aside, he definitely was the go-to big kahuna when it came to wrestlers turned actors back in the 80s. Then they had Kevin Nash at number 6. And number 5, they have Adam Copeland. who you know was the Edge. He's actually good looking though, but we all knew that. I was like, what was he in? Oh yeah. The funny thing is when I was looking at him, when I used to watch him on Haven, I was looking at him like, why do I know him? But then it didn't dawn on me at the time. He was on a show called Vikings, which I absolutely loved. Ragnar, Hallbrook. And he did, as I said, Haven, which is a Canadian, I think it was a Canadian show. They used to come on USA or in the Sci-Fi Channel. That's what it was on. He also was in Percy Jackson and the Olympians. So he's in that. And number 5, Roddy Piper. I love Roddy Piper. First of all, he's in one of my all-time favorite movies, John Carpenter movies. They Live. He's like, I came to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. I know I done messed up the line. It's actually the other way around. I came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. But that's always been like one of my favorite iconic lines. I love They Live. Not only because, you know, him being child, you're gonna make me want to watch that movie tonight when I'm done with this show. But every now and again, I always revisit that movie. It's like one of my all-time favorite. And you know, I love John Carpenter. He's literally one of the directors I studied when I was in film school. So when it was like we had to pick a director, like one of my classmates who I'm still friends with today, Alex, he picked Alfred Hitchcock. I had John Carpenter. And so one of the many movies between Halloween and The Thing and all the other stuff, They Live is like one of my favorites. And I think it's because of the social commentary in that film as well. And I even think with the way the world is now, that movie deserves a remake. So yeah, so he was in that movie. Didn't he pass away? He was also in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I don't know if y'all ever seen that show, but I freaking love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. One of my roommates actually introduced me to that, and the stuff that they put in that show, I never laughed so hard in my life. So if you like shows like South Park and all the other stuff, you would definitely love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And I love Danny DeVito, so that was another reason why I love that show. Now, number 3, which, no shade, I thought he should have been number 2. John Cena. So, you know, John Cena has definitely over the years proved himself as a force to be reckoned with in film. He just recently had a movie that came out with him and Idris Elba where they were playing he was the president. The prime minister was Idris Elba. And then they had Nick Jonas' wife, Priyanka Chopra Jonas, was in it. So that movie's doing really well on Netflix. No, not Netflix. It's Prime Video. I don't know. I always get all them shits mixed up. But I like John Cena. Especially like with a lot of movies that he's been doing. I'm looking forward to Peacemaker. When does that come out? I think that comes out this week, if not already. But he's in Peacemaker. I'm looking forward to Peacemaker season 2. And he's definitely proving himself. Now, at number 2, we have Dwayne Johnson. Which, yes, he is the most successful actor on the list. He's one of the actors who made the most money as a wrestler turned actor. However, Dwayne Johnson has made a career playing the same person over and 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 over again. Which is why I can see why he's at number 2. Because, well, if you pretty much look at the picture, it's telling you who's the first one, the second one, and the third. The picture is the giveaway. So, Dwayne Johnson, box office draw for a long period of time. You already knew he was like box office Viagra, I think was the term that they called him. Because remember, G.I. Joe, even though G.I. Joe Retaliation wasn't that good of a movie, he basically helped that film be better in a way. When the Fast and the Furious franchise was struggling a little bit, when they brought him on, he basically breathed new life into the franchise, which I think is what pissed Vin Diesel off. But Vin Diesel always came across as some guy with a huge ego that never appreciated all the work that he was getting. He always thought he was bigger and better than the product. And the people went and reminded him, like, sir, let's not get a big old head. And people brought his ass back down to earth. So Dwayne has done some really good movies until he did Black Adam and a bunch of other movies that kind of was like, yeah. But for the most part, Dwayne Johnson was giving us our life. But I think now, because we've been crowing, well, I'll say me, I've been crowing that, sir, I need you to kind of stretch and really prove that you could do something besides giving the same character over and over and over in a movie. And I feel like he's planning on doing that with this A24, the Smashing Machine film that he has coming out. Where he's playing a I think it was an MMA fighter or something or another. Based off the scenes that I've seen and the trailers and stuff, because usually when I go to the movies, that's the only time that trailer is always popping up when I'm watching a movie. And that Smashing Machine movie actually does look really good. I don't know if that was a wig or his actual hair, but that hair was kind of a distraction. And I guess it's because I'm used to seeing him bald. But to me, I feel like now Dwayne is at a place in his life where he wants to prove himself to be a force to be reckoned with as an actor. But I think that may be becoming, maybe that's gotten to him, or maybe that's why he's going there because of our number one pick, which would be Dave Bautista. Now, when Dave Bautista first came on the line, I feel like Dave Bautista decided to take a different approach. He was someone who was like, came humble from the beginning and was like, I'm not the best actor. I'm very excited to be here and I'm willing to learn. So he took the time, took some classes, learned the ropes, worked with directors who knew how to like hide his weaknesses and uplift his strengths. And so many of the directors he's worked with, from damn it, I had a ball in my head too. So the M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Cabin, what was it called? Cabin in the Woods. He was really good in that. And he was shocking the hell out of himself. He said like the monologues and stuff he had to do, that was the most he's ever spoken in a movie. Working with Denis Villeneuve, I feel like brought a lot out of him as well. When he worked with James Gunn in the Guardians of the Galaxy thing, yeah, you made him a little too comedic in a lot of situations, made him basically the comedy relief of the franchise. But I definitely feel like a lot of the directors and a lot of the people he's worked with have definitely brought out the best of him. I even loved his small little part in Blade Runner 2049. I didn't want Kay to kill him, but I liked the role that he played in that movie. And then he did the movie where he was like a spy and he had the kid and all those other two little movies that came out on Prime Video. So Dave Bautista has really proven that, you know what, I'm a force to be reckoned with as an actor. And he's got two other movies coming. Well, he's got two movies that I'm really looking forward to seeing him in. One, he's doing Roadhouse 2. I believe he's playing the villain in that. That story recently came out. And then damn, I forgot the name of the other one. Oh, Highlander. He's doing a new Highlander with he's playing the villain part, which I'm actually excited about. Henry Cavill is playing the Highlander. There can only be one. And he's playing the Clancy Clancy Brown. I don't know why I can remember his name, but I always love Clancy Brown. I love Clancy Brown ever since he did Bad Boys. And I'm talking about the one with Sean Penn and Esai Morales, not the one with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Because there was a Bad Boy before that one. So he's playing a Clancy Brown role in the new Highlander film, which I'm actually looking forward to. So Dave Bautista's already proven that he can carry a movie, that he's a good actor. He doesn't need to prove that anymore because we know that he's capable of it. Now he can just sit and go through the motions of, let me just have some fun with some of these roles. So I'm looking forward to seeing him in the new Highlander movie and all the other future films that he has coming out down the pipeline. So I definitely want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story? Do you agree with this top 10 wrestlers turned actors list courtesy of The Hollywood Reporter? Me personally, like I said, I would have put John Cena number 2 and Dwayne Johnson number 3, but I feel like they were only going to put Dwayne Johnson number 2 because Dwayne Johnson, even though, yeah, he's kind of been going through the motions and just collecting the checks as one of the biggest names in Hollywood, he's still a smidge above John Cena in the department of Hollywood good graces and getting things made and all that other stuff. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.